Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Marauders at Midnight. I'm Isabella,
And I'm B.
and today we're talking about wah 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 Severus
Snivelus.
Snape. Snivelus
Snivelus.
Snape.
Snivelus Snape.
Yep,
What if we
it
just
had to be
didn't?
done at some point.
Did it though? Why did we choose to do this?
I actually don't know. The Snape stands that come in and think, oh, I wonder why they hate Snape so much. That's why.
Okay. It's gonna be a tell-all of why we hate Snape.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
literally
you have the notes,
I
babes.
do. Yeah, I don't even have anything to talk about before we get into the notes, because ew.
Let's
Sorry,
rush
Snape
through it.
stands. Oh, I plan on it. Don't worry. Okay.
Tell us how
Severus,
long your notes are.
a page and a half of notes, and I didn't even write down the stuff from the movies.
I don't think any of our characters have been that long yet.
Nope. I'm so upset. I'm
Okay, let's go.
so upset. Okay. Severus Snape was born January 9th, 1960, which makes him a Capricorn. Don't know why that's relevant. Just wanted to say that. I hate that he has a birthday and like half the other characters don't.
I know.
Why is
Neither
he
of the
special?
None of the Black sisters do. I have the Black sisters notes.
What? That's so sad. Okay. His parents, he has parents, unlike a lot of the other characters as well. Eileen and Tobias Snape. Slay. Yeah. He's a
Come on,
half-blood.
Eileen.
We got the living room routine?
Yeah, let's do it right
I
now.
so badly wish I knew that dance because I was at a wedding and that song played and I would have just done it. Sorry, James moment. Snape is a half-blood. His father is a muggle and his mother is a pureblood witch. Slay. So let's get into his early life. Yeah, his father was abusive and his mother was very neglectful. And he started to identify more with his mother's side of the family. And his mother's maiden name is Prince. So he created a nickname for himself, the Half-Blood Prince, because he is a half-blood and he is a part of the Prince family. So
Cringe.
that's
Sorry.
literally. I always thought it meant like he thought he was royalty or something. No, it's literally just his
No.
mom's last name, his mom's former last
Well,
name.
I guess both, probably, but
Yeah. Oh well. Don't care. Truly don't care. I just thought it was cringe and wanted to put it in there. He grew up in a town called Cokeworth in a suburb area called Spinner's End. And it was more of it, that was more the broken down kind of poor,
impoverished.
impoverished part of town. And he is described as, when he was younger, as unwashed and he wore ill-fitting clothing, that it almost looked purposeful that his clothes like didn't match and like didn't fit because that's how like bad it was, which that's kind of sad, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, that's sad.
Um, and
Didn't
Lily and
he?
her family.
He
Oh,
lived near Lily too, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
was just
guess you're
getting
getting
into
into
that.
that.
Yeah. Lily and her family lived in the same town near Spinner's End, but not in Spinner's End, obviously. Um, so they like met and he noticed her magical abilities, and they became friends. And he really disliked Petunia because she made like rude comments about his clothes and like how he looked and stuff. And also
Yeah.
he could have also hated her because she was a muggle. It is supposed that his hatred of muggles started with his father because he was abusive. So, yeah, that's his early life. Do you have any comments on that?
I mean, it's better proof of childhood trauma than, say, Barty Crouch Jr. in our other episode that we did. I don't know, I think it was the last one we did.
I believe
Oh
so.
no, Pandora comes after that, so it was before Pandora.
Yes. Okay, so
Yeah.
before Pandora's episode, go
Better
listen.
proof of blaming it on childhood
Yeah, like
trauma, but
it was
still,
actually said that. Yeah.
yeah.
Which is very sad. Childhood trauma is like no joke. I feel a little
Yeah.
bit bad for him, but it does not excuse his future actions.
Yes.
Okay, so his Hogwarts years, he attended Hogwarts between 1971, not between, from 1971 to 1978, and he was sorted into Slytherin House. And at that time, Slughorn was the head of Slytherin House. So Slay, we love
King,
Slughorn. We love him.
icon.
I love him so much. He's so funny. And he sat with Lily on the train, obviously because they knew each other. And on the train, they met James and Sirius, and they got into a disagreement about which house was the best, like which Hogwarts house was the best. So
Of
that's
course.
kind of where what started their little beef, I guess. Um, yeah. It said he excelled in the dark arts from a very early age, and he knew more curses and hexes than most seventh years. In his first year, he knew more than most of the seventh years. Blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
he obviously created many of his own hexes and curses, the most prominent one being Sectum Sempra.
Sectum Sempra.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that noise was.
Which he made for James to use on James.
Oh, it didn't say that. See, okay, I was just talking to Isabel about this. The wiki was very biased towards Snape and
Yeah.
worded things where it made it seem like James was very much worse than he was.
Which I guess, if they were writing it in his perspective, that makes sense, but
Yeah.
it's
For
supposed to
an
just
informational
tell.
piece, yeah, it's
Yeah.
very okay. Yeah, so I didn't know he made that for
But yeah.
James.
Well, I don't know if it's specifically for James, but in the Half-Blood Prince book, he
Hmm.
writes four enemies. Who is his enemy? James.
James Potter,
So it's assumed that
my
he
Pookie Bear.
was planning on using that on James,
Okay, that's
which is,
disgusting.
if you
Because that's
compare it to
the
what James did to him, it's much worse.
yeah, we're gonna get into what James did, but Sectum Sempra didn't Harry use that on Draco?
He did.
Yeah, that was
And
horrible.
basically, it's supposed to lacerate the victim as if there's knives, but there's no knives.
Right. Yes.
And then they bleed out. So it kills them, essentially.
That's horrible. He was gonna just straight up kill James Potter.
Yep,
That's horrible.
basically.
That is horrible. Okay, it listed his group of friends. I don't know why, but I wrote them down. I don't know who all of these people are, and I think most of them are just their last names. But so he was friends with a group of people who later became Death Eaters. So there's someone called Avery, Mulciber, Bellatrix, Rodolphus, Evan, and then someone called Wilkes. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
So I guess
they
there's only
those
two
were
that I don't
all
know.
those were all mentioned in the Barty and Evan episode because they were all friends with them.
I don't
Death
remember anything we
Eaters.
talked about in that episode. I hated talking about them too.
Your trauma erased. Well, I just edited it yesterday, so it's
Trauma
fresh
erased
in
it.
my mind.
Perfect. Um, oh yeah, we record in advance if you don't know. That's how she edited the episode yesterday. That's
Yeah,
already out.
yeah.
Um,
Anyway, keep
so
going.
yeah, that's his little group of friends. So Barty is not included in that. I know a lot of people think that Barty and Snape were friends. He was not friends with Snape.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no.
slay. And then he also had contact with Lucius Malfoy, which is led to believe to be the reason as to why Narcissa trusted him so much because Lucius trusted him. They weren't friends, but they definitely interacted and stuff and talked sometimes. So that's led to believe why Narcissa trusted him with Draco in Half-Blood Prince.
They were work friends,
Oh my god, he has a movie
basically.
named after his stupid little nickname. Oh my
What?
god, his
Oh,
Half-Blood
oh yeah.
Prince.
I hate that
Ew.
title. It's so
It'd be
I think
cool
we've
if it was
talked about
not Snape.
think I've talked about this maybe in the introduction episode, but I was like, the title for that book and movie is so like misleading because that Half-Blood Prince thing has like no other prominence
Yeah,
besides being Snape afterwards. Like
yeah.
it has no relevance, whereas the other ones do in the future.
Yes, I think that was in the intro because then I was like, I used to think that it meant Snape was only half filled with blood.
Yes. Yes, you did say that.
Yeah, I wasn't very bright as a child, but that's okay. I know now. I don't remember who told me that, but that's not the point. And then there was like two paragraphs, I kid you not, about this girl called Patricia Rakepick and how she was a Gryffindor and she was like a bad influence and how like Snape didn't trust her and stuff. It doesn't even have
Okay.
anything to do with the story. So yeah, it said he met her and didn't trust her because he saw her as a danger to the school because of her motives and intentions with the supposed cursed vaults of Hogwarts. Because she like believed they were real, which I think they were. I think they were found out to be real or something.
But he goes
Not
on
that
and
I.
becomes a Death Eater. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So it
what?
had really nothing to do with anything. I don't
I
know why it
f-
was in the wiki.
Maybe that's from one of those like Harry Potter games, like
Maybe.
Hogwarts Mystery Storyline or something. Because I know he's in it.
No, Snape's already a professor in that one, I think. In the like the little
Maybe
phone
it was
game.
like some kind of like prequel thing that JKR wrote, and it was just
Maybe.
random.
Yeah, I don't
Anyway,
know. I don't know why it was there. I wrote it down thinking it was going to have importance, and then it didn't. So I was like, why did I waste my time writing this? So yeah,
typical.
it said he was constantly at war with the Marauders, especially James, and then I put a little heart next to James's name in my notes.
Period.
Um, and then James, like to bully him, turned him upside down with like a spell to reveal his underwear, which I'm sorry, if he just turned Snape upside down, how did that reveal his underwear? Was bro not wearing pants?
Maybe they just didn't write like the full thing. Maybe
Maybe.
he like
Maybe he pantsed him or
pantsed him.
something. I know in the movie he
Which,
didn't.
by the way, Snape stands, and like, I guess I can see where they're coming from, but like, Snape stands say that James, trigger warning, sexually assaulted Snape by doing that. And I'm just like, that is like
That
reaching
undermines
beyond.
actual sexual assault, I feel like.
Yeah. Because then you look
Like,
at like
yes, it's,
friends who pants each other. Like, is that
yeah,
essay as well?
I
Or
don't think it is.
I don't know. It's hard to say because,
And
you
technically,
know,
he just showed his underwear.
yeah, I
If he
don't
did,
know.
like, he didn't get him naked. Like,
Yeah, I
then, yeah, that I could see as, but if he just pulled his pants down and not his, like, underwear,
yeah.
it's,
And I'm
I
not gonna
don't think it's that.
I'm not gonna sit here and say no, he did not, but like
Oh, yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it's just a
it's a
way
reach.
to
I feel like it's a bit of a
villainize
reach. Yeah.
James more.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on.
Yes. Oh, hold on, I lost my place. Okay, so then after that happened, Lily like defended Snape and like tried to be like, yeah, that wasn't okay. But then Snape snapped at her and was like getting all mad at James and called Lily a mudblood, which foul, disgusting. Lily did nothing wrong in that situation. He had no right to do that. And he called her a friend? Nuh-uh. And Lily refused to forgive him, which
Good.
good for her. Good for her.
Good.
So after Lily refused to forgive him, the prank happened. I'm sure there was stuff in between, but that's the most significant thing that happened
Yeah.
after. And we talked about the prank in detail many, many times, but we'll go over it quickly again. So Snape kind of noticed that Remus had been going off like every full moon and stuff, and then Sirius thought it would be funny to like bring Snape to the or like tell Snape to go to the shack or something like that, right? Or
Yeah.
did he? Yeah. And so he did on a full moon. And obviously Remus was in there in wolf form and like attacked Snape and James is actually the one who like pulled Snape out of the way and saved his life.
Yeah, he
So,
fought him off in his form,
yeah.
his prongs form.
Yes. So you Snape stans need to actually stop shitting on James because you wouldn't have a Snape to stan without him. He would be
Yeah,
dead.
exactly.
Lord. So yeah, so that happened. And then Albus swore him to secrecy about Remus's being a werewolf because can't have that getting out. We don't love
Why
that.
didn't Dumbledore just obliviate him?
Right?
Like, not
Just
fully, but like just
no,
that
just
little part.
fully obliviate him and get rid of him. That would have been
Reinstigate his beliefs.
yes, literally. So then later on, James grew out of his immaturity and Lily started to date him because they're actually perfect together. And
Yes.
Snape was jealous and he was very bitter when they got married. And that just kind of made him hate James even more and stuff.
Yeah.
Because
He got the
Lily
girl and
chose, yeah.
Snape didn't.
Well, Snape called her a mudblood and was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I
Also,
wouldn't want to date him either.
I have seen Snape stands like who villainize James. They're like, "Oh, James stole Lily, knowing that Snape liked her," and it's like, no, Lily made that choice.
Yeah,
She
Lily
didn't
didn't
just
have to date
blindly.
him.
She didn't just blindly follow James.
Yeah, no,
God.
they're so dumb. Like, if they had actual good reasons, fine, stan him, but they never do. They never do.
Yeah.
You Snape stans never have good reasons for liking this man or
Besides
for
Alan
disliking
Rickman.
James. Okay, yeah, Alan Rickman's. I love Alan Rickman, but
Yeah.
other than that, um, so then oh, also it mentioned, I don't know why it mentioned this, but it mentioned the Half-Blood Prince, the book like that he wrote in. It mentioned that like before the first Wizarding War, and I'm like, that doesn't come until later, but okay, mention that I
Mm,
guess. It just talked about how he wrote in the textbook and stuff, and that Harry
okay.
found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I guess
I
it's
don't know.
relevant.
It was just really weirdly placed in the timeline on the
Yeah.
wiki.
Whatever.
So after school, Bro became a Death Eater. And he was very important to Voldemort and the Death Eaters because he is the one who told Moldy Voldy about the prophecy of his demise.
Yeah.
And it,
Which he then immediately regretted when he found out it was about Harry and Lily
yeah.
and James.
Well, hold on. So he found out about the prophecy because he was eavesdropping on Albus Dumbledore and Sybil Trelawney. Love of my
Yeah.
life. I love her. But he didn't hear the whole conversation apparently because Albus's brother found him and like threw him out because he was eavesdropping.
I love
Um,
Aberforth.
and it told of a child being born at the end of July.
Yeah, July.
July. I didn't write
Yes.
that part down. Which could have been Harry or Neville. And Snape had lots of remorse and regretted telling Voldemort when Voldemort decided that Harry was the chosen one and he would be the one to defeat him, and because now Lily
Yeah.
was in danger. And
Yeah.
he begged for Lily to be spared. Like he begged Voldemort, and when Voldemort wouldn't like oblige, I guess, he went to Albus and asked him to save her. And so Albus, why do I keep calling him Albus?
I don't know.
Dumbledore got Lily and her family into hiding, and but he made Snape be his spy because of what he did for Lily. Oh, it was Snape's request to Voldemort that allowed Lily to die in order for Harry because like I guess they knew kind of, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like a surprise attack. And then of course Voldemort, Peter tipped off Voldemort because he was the secret keeper, but also
Traitor.
He's a traitor. We don't love that. So, of course, Voldemort went, killed James, killed Lily, but then the spell backfired when he got to Harry and it destroyed his body.
Yes.
That he was no
Which
more.
which Voldemort did actually go through with Snape's like asking to not kill Lily, but like he gave her multiple chances to step aside. He's like, "Step aside,
Yeah.
step aside." And then because she didn't, that's what
Okay. It didn't
sacrificed
say that.
the
Slay.
love sacrifice. That's what I'll call it for Harry.
Yay.
That's what protected him.
Also Albus told him he had to protect. Oh my god, sorry. My cat just made a noise and I thought someone was trying to get in the house. Oh. Um Albus told Snape he had to like protect Harry now and stuff. But
Yeah.
Snape didn't think there was going to be any more threat because Voldemort was gone. But Dumbledore was like, no, he's going to come back. And then he did. Oh, yeah, I guess there's more after that. Oh, crap. I thought I was done because my notes are done. I got so
Definitely
excited.
not.
So then we get on to his working at Hogwarts and stuff. So
Yay.
yeah, he's the potions master.
Yeah. Which he didn't want that
Oh
position.
yeah,
He
he
wanted,
he applied many times for the defense against the dark arts position.
yeah, which he couldn't. We talked about this before, but he couldn't
Yeah.
do it because that position is cursed. So every
Yes.
year the teacher would leave, and Dumbledore obviously didn't want Snape to leave because he was valuable to him. So,
Ugh, that
yeah.
Dumbledore. So, oh, does he have anything to do with the first year, really? The first and second year?
Um, I mean, didn't they think he was gonna steal the stone?
Oh,
That's pretty much
yeah.
it. Because
I forgot
Snape was
about
just so
that.
ominous, and they were like, "Oh, he's
Yeah,
totally gonna
he's
steal
so
it."
creepy.
Yeah.
I don't think he had much to do in the second one.
No, he's kind of a background guy in that one, I
Do you
think.
want to get into then? Do you want to talk about Prisoner of Azkaban? Because I know it's your favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of where I would start with that. Trying to
Honestly, just the part with the ending,
the
maybe?
yeah, I guess.
Oh, I guess there's
Well,
that part in the with the classroom. Turn to
yeah.
page
Oh, I
394.
I have a lot to say about this whole him filling in for Remus. So, the reason
You're
why
right. Sorry.
are you good? Are you done? Did you get it out of your system?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. So the reason why, well, one of the reasons why Snape kind of infuriates me as a character is because obviously I love Remus Lupin to bits, and
You
Remus,
literally are Remus, though.
I know I'm kind of biased,
I'd
but
hope you love yourself.
Remus grew up his whole life insecure about the fact that he's a werewolf and hiding it from people, and rightfully so because of the way that the wizarding world viewed them. And he just didn't want to have to deal with that. And as soon as Snape fills in for him that one time when he was like not feeling well after a full moon,
Yeah.
Snape immediately it was like, I'm changing the lesson. We're talking about werewolves. He's
Yeah.
so
Even because Hermione was like, we're not there yet, or something like that.
yeah, she was like, we just finished talking about something in Hinky Punks. I can't remember the line, but it
Hey,
was something like that.
punks.
Um, and yeah, so he just out of nowhere changed the lesson to werewolves, had them all research them,
Because he's
um,
a weenie.
in hopes that they would maybe figure it out. And Hermione was really the only one who did, but
Because
still,
she's
someone
a
figured it
genius.
out.
Because
And
she's Barbie and the rest are just Ken.
real. And if that had been, like, say, a character who wanted, like Draco, for instance, if it had been Draco
Mhm.
who
Oh,
figured that
God.
out,
His father would
Remus,
have heard about that.
oh, absolutely. Remus would have been out of there immediately because
Oh,
of
yeah.
Lucius and stuff. But yeah, that it just shows how petty Snape is. And if it were James or Sirius, I can understand because they have more beef.
Yeah,
Remus
what did
didn't
Remus do?
actually do anything besides be a werewolf and almost kill him
Yeah, like
because
that
Sirius
wasn't his fault. That was Sirius's
that
fault.
way. But yeah, that part really bothers me. And um I feel like there was multiple instances where he like exposed Remus and got him. That was the reason why Remus left at the end of the year
We have to
because
we have to talk about my favorite scene.
oh no. Oh no.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
My
What was
dad
I
didn't strut, and nor do I.
what was I saying? Yeah,
About him exposing Remus.
he literally exposed Remus for being a werewolf to the world, I guess. And I think Remus would have had to register with the ministry for being a werewolf, so he would. I don't know how it works. I'd have to look more into that lore, but
Yeah.
yeah. So he was kind of the reason why Remus left. Although either way, he would have left at the end of the year because of the curse. But you know, Snape
That'd be
doesn't
so
know that.
frustrating for Dumbledore having to find a new teacher every single year.
For one of the most like big teaching
Yeah.
classes.
Like that's a horrible class to have be cursed. Sorry, that's so like
Yeah.
not the point, but like I just think that
Yeah.
sucks.
Tom Riddle was like, "Oh, I just know he's gonna be in agony with this one. Let me just
Oh
curse
yeah.
that
Let me
real
just
quick." I think he actually applied for that position, and Dumbledore said no. And then, because
really.
it would have had him like inside the school working there, so then in response,
Oh.
he was like, "I'm gonna curse this. Fuck you."
He's so petty. Real.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
you know what I haven't
I
seen a lot of recently? The Tom
what?
Riddle fandom. Where'd they go? How are they doing? Are they all
I
Evan
don't
and Barty
know.
stands now?
Probably.
If anybody knows, let me know, because I know they were really big when Draco Talk was there.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't know.
sorry. James moment.
Um, but yeah, so I talked about how, okay, I'm all over the place. So yeah, he exposed Remus being a werewolf, and that's really shitty, I think. Because he really had no reason to do that. And he also had, you said Dumbledore made him swear the first time
Yep.
not to say anything.
Yeah, after the prank, he was
Um,
sworn to secrecy.
yeah. And anyway, so then later on, after that lesson where he was like, "Oh, let's study werewolves," um, they do whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to go over the movie as I
Yeah, I think the next
talk
thing
about
with Snape
this.
is just when he is in the shack with
Yeah.
them.
Well, we should talk about my dad didn't strut, and nor
Oh
do
my God.
I.
Okay, yeah, so Harry is going around the castle with the Marauders map. Because, who's he looking for? Peter Pettigrew? Or was he just wandering around?
He was just wandering, I think,
Right, and then he
for
saw
fun.
Peter on the map, right?
Well, this is the movie. It's different in the book, but this is a
Yeah,
movie
sorry, in
scene.
the movie.
Um, I think Oh, he was in his bed. He's eating his cookies or something. I think
Cookies.
it's so funny. And
Midnight
he's
snack.
like just looking at the map for fun, I guess. And he sees
Mhm.
Peter Pettigrew, which he
He
had heard
knows
that
he's dead, right?
name. Yeah, he had
Or,
heard that
yeah, okay.
name when he spied on McGonagall and what's her name? Madame Rosmerta and Fudge in that pub place.
Yes.
So he knew the name, he knew he was supposedly dead, and then that's why Harry gets out of bed and he
Okay,
goes
yes.
to explore. And then
And
he
then
gets
Snape
caught
finds him.
by Severus Snape. Yeah.
And he says something
And
about Harry
he's
strutting
like,
around the castle at, like his father.
yeah,
And then he's like,
my
my
dad.
dad didn't strut, and nor do I. I just know James was up
Which
in heaven, like, no, no.
they both strut very
Oh,
much so.
absolutely.
The truest
Especially
thing
James.
Snape ever said. And I think
Yep.
Snape was just jealous that he couldn't have the strutting ability
That's why he
that the
flows his
Potters have.
cape so dramatically, because he's jealous. He's got to
He
have some sort of
frolics.
flair. He frolic. He does.
James struts. Snape frolics. Yes, I have my Barbie in my hand. I
I was
just
gonna
realized that
say.
that
It's
looks
okay. It's
weird.
okay.
But yeah,
Um.
he frolics through the
Okay.
castle.
Yeah. I also think it's funny when he takes the map and it like insults him.
Yeah. I just like the fact that he rips it out of his hand.
Yeah. Can we talk about also when Remus comes up, the way he says, Professor? Why do you say it like that?
Professor.
That
Oh
was
my
the
god.
fruitiest, that's the fruitiest thing I've ever heard.
Oh,
Like just
oh
the
yeah.
way he said that. And
Oh yeah. I
JKR
could
said he's straight.
I could talk about how queer coded he is all day,
We
but
should do an
that's for
episode
another
about that.
episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, so
Um
then later in the movie, they're at the Shrieking Shack. Sirius is there, and they still think he's the killer and a murderer, and then Remus is there, and Peter Pettigrew's there. Ron, Harry, and Hermione are there, obviously. And then Snape
reunion
comes
day.
in. Yeah. And the famous "Yo rat" scene is
Yeah.
there that I quote um
Um
almost every episode.
Also the famous Snape calling Wolstar a
I was
bickering
just
couple.
gonna I was just gonna say
Married
bickering
couple,
like an
sorry.
old married couple.
Yeah. Why
Um
don't you go along and play with your
your
chemistry
chemistry
set?
set.
Oh, I love that scene so much.
I love
But
when
yeah.
Remus tells Sirius to be quiet.
Sirius, be quiet. Be quiet yourself, Remus.
God, they really do bicker like an old married couple.
They do, and I love them. But we're talking
Yes,
about
and
Snape,
then
unfortunately.
so then
So
Peter Pettigrew is revealed, and then they go outside, and
the
um,
only reason why I like Snape a little bit is because he did, I don't know in the books, but he did try to protect them
that's what I
from
was
the
to say.
werewolf.
It's the turns out to be the full moon. Remus hasn't taken his wolfsbane potion. He turns
Yeah,
into Moony, and then Snape like gets in front of the kids to like protect them.
yeah. So
His
I mean,
only redemption.
the teacher part of him came out in that moment,
Oh
but
yeah,
he was still petty
and
either way.
you also have to think it wasn't just Harry.
Yeah, it
Sorry about the
was
car noises if you could hear those.
like he would have faced like being fired
Yeah,
basically because
because
he
Ron and
didn't
Hermione and
protect
yeah,
them.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that
and
was
parents would have been writing letters like crazy.
yes. I'm very glad he chose to not be his petty self in that moment.
Yeah, but I think the what's the word? I can't think of the word. The medal should go to Sirius because he actually did more to protect
Oh, of course he
them.
did, because he turned into
They
um,
fought in their
the
animal
Half-Blood, and
form.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hermione also saved, didn't she save? Because
she
she
did.
howled, she saved Sirius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Snape did
Everybody's saving each
nothing.
other.
All
No,
Snape
he
did
really
was go
didn't.
cover them
Whoosh!
up with his
With
cape,
his
and then
cape, yeah. He was like, if it can't see them, he won't know they're there.
yeah,
As if he doesn't have crazy werewolf senses and could smell them.
he said, "This isn't you, Remus." Actually, no, Sirius said that, and I think it's so
Yes,
funny.
Sirius said that.
This is
This
not
isn't
you.
you. My my mom can quote that scene word for word.
So can I.
I can't. Like what Sirius says, she can quote that, and I'm like, how do you do that?
Period. As she should.
This
Oh
is
my god, we're
not
off
your
track.
true heart. Only a little bit.
A
But
little
yeah,
bit off
so
track.
and then yeah, that's really all Snape does in Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
And then in Goblet of Fire, he accuses Harry of stealing the stuff for Polyjuice Potion
Yeah.
when it was really actually Barty Crouch Jr.
Junior.
Um, because he was obviously pretending to be Mad Eye. Oh, does Snape do anything else in that movie?
I think he's just a background character again.
Yeah, he's just not
He's
even.
just concerned about his potions ingredients.
Yeah,
His
I
potion
love that he
store.
thought Harry. Well, I guess he has a good reason to think Harry did it
Yeah,
because
because they
the
originally did
in
steal.
Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
They pretend to be Crab and Goyle.
Yeah. Next movie. Oh, he does have an important part in this one
Ooh, Order the
because
Phoenix.
he teaches Harry occlumency to protect himself against Voldemort himself. And this is also when we find out that James bullied Snape.
And when he turned him upside down to reveal his underpants.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's so funny.
Right.
Honestly, if
Okay.
someone did that to me, I couldn't even be mad. That's too
Yeah, I'd
funny.
be like, uh,
I've never
silly
been
goofy.
pantsed before. Maybe I
I
should
think I
tell one of my friends
have.
to surprisingly pants me because I just want to experience it.
You
Just
just want to
once.
experience it
It's so
once.
funny. I've seen it. Like the boys in my school would like pants each other in the halls.
It is such a James Potter thing to pant someone. Oh my
It
god.
is. Although knowing me and how I'm a regular skinny, I'd probably punch someone in the nose if they pantsed me.
Fair enough. Um, so yeah, he teaches Harry occlumency. Not
Yes.
occlumency. Yes, occlumency.
Yes,
What am I
occlumency.
thinking? I was thinking of legilimency, which is
No,
reading
occlumency.
minds.
And yeah, and
But yeah,
then Harry like does it on him, the thing, and then sees that memory.
yeah. But in the book, every time they would practice, because they did it like multiple times, Snape
Yeah.
would pull memories out and put it in Dumbledore's what's it called?
Dish. His little bird
His
bath.
little. There's a name for it. I can't
The
think of it.
Pevensey?
The it starts
Pevens?
with a P. I
It's
don't know.
something. I can't remember. I think it's called a
The thing
Pevens or something.
they dip their face in it. Um, so we put certain memories in there, and then I guess Snape left the classroom for whatever reason at some point, and
And
Harry,
Harry
out
would
of
look at them.
curiosity, went to look at them. Then
What a
afterwards,
nosy little guy. I would do the exact same thing.
afterwards, Snape comes back and he's like, "Get out! How dare you watch those?"
How dare you steal that car?
Oh my god, what is it called?
A
It's start.
Pevens, I think.
It's something like that, but it's not that. Hold on. What
Pensive? No.
is pensive? Pensive. It's a
Pensive.
pensive. Pensive.
Pensive. There you go. I got it.
There.
So yeah, I think
But yeah.
that's really all. Is he? No, he's not at the end of Order of the
Oh,
Phoenix, is
actually,
he?
there is a little redemption thing for him in that movie where oh my god, wow, I cannot speak. Oh my god, I'm done. We're ending it now.
I'm
I
forget
can't talk.
I'm
No,
forgetting that
okay.
movie. That's the one with Umbridge. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um
Umbridge is
yeah.
threatening Harry
Oh!
and
Sorry.
Snape comes in and he says, "Sorry, I'm out of Veritaserum, so you can't use it on Harry." And then Harry's like, "Padfoot is stuck in the place where it's hidden," and
He's at the
Snape
place where it's
calls
hidden.
the Aurors for him, which
Yeah.
is good on Snape, but
And also because
whatever.
not Dumbledore, Umbridge was like, "What is that?" And he's like, "No idea."
No
That's
idea.
he absolutely ate that scene. Alan
He
Rickman
did.
slayed that.
Alan Rickman
Oh,
slayed as
I
Snape.
forgot to talk about my favorite Goblet of Fire moment with Snape when they're in the study hall and the boys are talking and he stands behind them and he pulls back his sleeves and he just pushes their heads down.
I in that scene, I like the fact that he lets them finish their conversation first. He's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, are you done?" Okay.
I just the way he pulls his sleeves.
Yeah.
I love it. So
Um,
yeah, Slay, Order the Phoenix, Snape.
yes.
You know what? I can get
Half-Blood
behind him.
Half-Blood Prince is his movie, I guess, because first of all, he makes the unforgivable, what is it? No, that's not what it's called. The unbreakable vow. Wow, I mixed up my words.
Yes, with
Raising your hand.
the love of my life. Yes, I was oh, shit, what was I gonna say? I can't remember. He makes the unbreakable vow with the love of my
To
life, Narcissa
protect
Malfoy.
Draco Malfoy. Um, and also promises Dumbledore to kill him off.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Actually, that's not Snape's movie. That's Reggie's movie.
It is.
Okay, sorry. But
You're
yeah, so
right.
he makes the vow, and then he goes around the whole year like, absolutely protecting and vouching for Mr. Malfoy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And Harry's very intrigued with this thing.
Yes.
And I remember in the book, nobody believed him. And he was like, guys, every time I think something, it's right. Just
Yeah.
listen to me.
That's that's so relatable.
He's like,
And also Harry finds his book, his
yeah,
potions making book, and he finds all of his notes and things and does better in potions, and Hermione gets ridiculously jealous in that one scene where he wins the liquid luck.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Snape is actually pretty important in that one because he ends up killing Dumbledore because Draco can't go through with it.
Sorry.
Lay. See, you know what? Maybe do I not hate Snape? Kidding, I
I
still do.
I highly dislike him, but he has his moments where I'm like,
Oh,
okay, like I
absolutely.
see like
He
his
definitely has his
vision.
moments. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. Also, Alan Rickman, he just looks so slay as Snape. He
Yeah.
just looks so good, cool.
He served what had to be served and ate what
He
had to be
did.
ate.
The crew said cut and he said serve cunt.
He offed Dumbledore.
He
He's
did.
gone. He fell.
Tragic.
Far
And
fall.
then it's Deathly Hallows.
Yes.
He wasn't really in part one.
He was at the end with the Patronus. That was Snape. Because he brought the sword to them. So
Right. I
in
forgot
the
that wasn't Lily. Mm-mm.
in the book, Dumbledore left the sword of Gryffindor in his office, and that then went to Snape, who
Yeah.
was watching them. They had a painting from the Grimmauld place that connected to Dumbledore's office. And
Yeah.
so he was keeping an eye on them kind of through the paintings, like telling the painting Phineas something. That's
Finis.
Phineas. Phineas something. Nigellus? Something like that. I don't know. Um,
This dude called
this,
Phineas.
yeah, this guy called Phineas is the one in the painting, and he would go back and forth and like figure out where they
Okay.
were. Um, and then he would tell Snape, like, oh, they're here. And then Snape went there and left the sword for some reason inside
Okay.
the ice.
Yeah, don't know why he couldn't have left it on top of the ice, but
I guess maybe he wanted it to seem like it just appeared to him, and it was
yeah.
like, you have to be brave to get it.
Maybe he did put it on top of the ice and maybe the sword was just too powerful and
Yeah,
just sunk right through.
who knows? But yeah,
I don't
he
know.
left it to them, and then he left. Um, and they never knew who that was up until Harry was watching his memories.
Yeah.
So cool.
Okay. So then
So
part
yeah,
two, he's running the school.
yeah,
Yeah.
being really weird about it too.
And he dies. Rest in peace, Snape.
He died dead. Um,
Really?
yeah,
You become
he
dead when you die?
was killed by Mr. Voldemort, who thought that the Elder Wand belonged to
Wasn't
Snape.
he technically killed by Nagini though? Like didn't he get Nagini to attack
Yeah,
him? Okay, yeah.
because Voldemort was under the belief that the Elder Wand would not allow that because he thought it was Snape's. So he had Nagini kill him.
Oh,
But it would
right.
still
But it was
technically
never,
be his wand, but it
yeah,
wasn't actually Snape's. So
it was
yeah.
never Snape's. It was
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was Draco's.
Dracos.
And then it was Harry's. And then he
Yeah.
snapped it in half and just
Girl
threw it away.
boss.
Slay. I
Girl
wonder how Death felt
boss.
about that.
Little cheated.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Death
so
felt cheated. Um,
that's Snape for you.
he before he dies, Harry goes in because he was attacked by the snake and he was dying from the venom, I assume.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Harry, take my tears. And he says, you have your mother's eyes. And it's really weird.
After all this time, always.
I know it's supposed to be a sweet moment, but I thought it was weird.
It was definitely weird.
I thought it was weird.
It was
But yeah,
definitely a little bit weird.
he did want to have that redemption in Harry's life, and it leads to Harry naming his child after him and Dumbledore
Ugh.
collectively.
I just know Sirius and James were up in heaven just shaking their heads.
Like, what about Remus? Like, I know Lily Luna could have counted as Remus, but really, that's a reach. People
It
say
was
that all the
after.
time.
It was Luna Lovegood.
Yeah. Ugh. He could have done Regulus even, and I talk about this a lot because, like,
Reggie!
he really, when you think about it, it's the same kind of idea. Like, he didn't know anything about Snape or anything about Dumbledore until after they died, and he read or like heard about them, not read.
Yeah.
The same thing with Regulus. He could have named him after Regulus in Sirius's
And
honor.
I'm sorry, Regulus sounds much cooler
Yeah. Or
than Severus.
Arcturus. But
Arcturus.
yeah.
Because, yeah, his name's Albus
Um,
Severus, right?
yeah.
Yeah. How many kids does he
Disgusting.
have? They have three
He has
kids?
three. He
What's
has
the other
James,
kid's
Sirius,
name?
Potter, Lily,
Oh, so,
Luna.
oh,
Yeah,
so
he
he
named
did name
them.
kids out. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah,
whoops.
he
I thought he
I thought
just
you just
didn't name.
I thought
I
you
thought
just
he
meant
just.
like they would have heard that he named one of his sons after
No,
them and was like,
I
"Ew."
forgot. I forgot what the other
No.
one's name was. Never mind. Well,
You know,
he still would have been. They still would have been like, ew.
that was his first child. So
Whoops.
yeah, he named him after them
Why
first.
didn't they name their third child like Fred or something?
I
Or
read
like,
it's because he
I
left it to
know,
George for
but
his son.
still, like Ginny has so much family.
Ginny had no say on the kids' names at all, I can tell.
No, absolutely none. Well, maybe with Luna. I know a lot of people
That's
ship
true.
her and Luna,
That's
so
true.
maybe they were in love, and Ginny wanted to name her daughter after Luna.
Yeah, but he goes, "You were named after the two bravest men I ever knew." Neville's standing there like,
What about Cedric? Could have named his kid after Cedric.
"Oh, how dare you say that?"
I'm sorry.
No, that makes me
Yeah,
sad. Why didn't
Neville
he
is
do
literally right there. Because
that?
J.K. Rowling's a shitty writer. That's why.
Yeah. I think she tried really hard to get Snape a redemption and it just didn't work I mean, it did. People were definitely like tricked into being like, yes, this is such an interesting character. And
Not me. I'm too smart for that.
you know what? Maybe he is a little bit, but I don't care.
So that's all his lore.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
I feel
Ugh.
like we already went over all of the
Yeah,
stuff,
so we
his
don't really got to go
memories.
through his relationships or anything, I don't think. We went through that really.
Yeah, there's not much, especially not being Snape fans, so we don't really have headcanons or
You know what
anything.
I hate about Snape?
What do you hate about
He
Snape?
was literally Neville's Bogart.
Oh my god,
That was
that
his
pisses me
greatest
off.
fear, was Snape. That's foul. I'm sorry. Your teacher should not be your biggest fear. Like, he was horrible.
And might I add, Neville knows who killed his, or not killed his parents, but did that to his parents, and yet his Bogart was still Snape.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
Mm,
Harry, his Bogart was the Dementors or Voldemort.
honestly, yeah, those shits creepy as fuck. But yeah,
But
it was Snape.
Harry only changed his Bogart so that it wouldn't be Voldemort and had it be a
Yeah.
Dementor. That's what he
That'd
said.
be
But yeah,
scary if just Voldemort showed up out of that closet. Just the
Remus would
boy who lived
immediately
come to die.
Remus would immediately be like, "Oh shit, I should not have held this lesson today."
Be like, oh
Why
shit,
did I
I
do
should
that?
not have let Harry do this.
But yeah, fucking Snape was Neville's Bogart.
That's
That's not
that's
funny.
horrific. It's horrific.
I know it's
Because you
supposed to
just
be
know he was
class.
that mean and scary to Neville. That Neville is horrified of him.
Oh, I actually saved a TikTok a couple days ago.
Find that
Um,
TikTok.
yeah, I have it. I
Also,
resaved
I
it, so
just
I
want to
had it.
give props to Alan Rickman for dressing up in those horrifically ugly grandma clothes. Because that scene
I
is so
mm,
funny. And I love that we have that and that he did that.
I need behind the scenes of that part. Okay, I have a
Yes, I
TikTok.
agree.
It is by Reg's Left Pinky Finger. That's their username. Um, and it says, all the shitty things Snape has done with a kissy face emoji.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, you sent me
So,
this.
oh, I did? I don't know if I couldn't remember if I
Yeah,
sent it
you
to you or
sent it to
not.
me and you said we got to save this for the podcast, and then I completely forgot about it. I'm glad you remembered.
I almost forgot. But anyways, number one,
Phew.
implied to have bullied first years in his time at school. So it's implied. I don't know if that's actually canon.
Oh, actually, I think I accidentally skipped over this in my notes. Um, I think it said he went around like hexing people and stuff
So
with
James
his made up
stands, or
hexes and curses. I think it said that. I think I just forgot to write it down because I was like, oh, I'll remember that.
so James haters have no reason to
Literally.
hate him and like Snape.
Imagine hating James Potter.
I'm my brain just exploded. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you by accident.
No, it's okay.
Um, two, and I haven't read these since I sent it to you a couple weeks ago.
That's okay.
Number two, befriended Avery and Mulciber. Mulciber did something terrible to Mary around their 5th year because she was a Muggle-born. Lily and Snape fight over this in a flashback, which we
Um,
talked about in, I think, Mary and Lily's episode.
yeah. We also saw a TikTok. I can't remember who it's by. Do you have the where it's like Regulus and Remus after Mary was attacked, and it was that Lana song.
Yes.
That's so us.
Oh, I'll go look for that after I finish
Okay.
this. Also, I do want to say I do agree with this post, but some of the things they did leave out certain things which was kind
Okay.
of biased towards
Well,
Snape,
we
but
will fill
yeah.
those things in.
Yeah, number three, it called Lily a mudblood when she tried to help him. We already talked about that. Four, joined the Death Eaters in 6th year, despite being half-blood and not hating muggles, in quotes.
Hmm.
Number five, oh wait, yeah,
Oh, it did
number
say
five,
he hated Muggles
yeah.
in the thingy, so that's not.
Yeah, he was friends with a Muggleborn and
Yeah,
in love with her, supposedly.
yeah, it was weird.
Number five, literally prepared a spell to kill James. We talked about this too. It was written in 6th to 7th year. The only enemies he had were kids his age, being James,
Yeah,
Sirius, Remus, Peter, all those people.
yeah.
So he was prepared to use Sectum Sempra on them at any given
He was
moment.
just gonna straight up kill his classmates because they were
Yep.
classmates. Like they went to potions class together. They went to herbology to get like they were classmates. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. Um, Number six, helped Voldemort find the prophecy that led to James and Lily's death, switched sides because he was obsessed, not in love with Lily.
Yep.
Period. Seven, hated Harry and ruined his first few years at school because he slightly resembled James, then
Yep.
invaded Harry's mind excessively during Harry's 5th year, with which
That
for that part he kind of had
that's
to.
different. He like that
Yeah,
was to teach him so Voldemort couldn't do that. So that I don't agree
yeah.
with being in there.
That was to actually protect him. But yeah, the first
Yeah.
part, like he
Yeah.
hated Harry
I just want to
relentlessly.
know.
He had
I need someone to rewrite Harry Potter, but if Lily and James had a girl that looked just like Lily,
yeah. Because
I want
I
that.
always say this in that way, I think Snape would have actually been like a father figure to
Absolutely.
Harriet
Harriet.
Potter.
Harriet.
Um,
Nah, if they had a girl, James would have named it after his mommy. He's a mommy's boy.
oh, he
Her name
would.
would have been Euphemia.
Did you know that in sorry, did you know that in the Potter family tree, he's named
What?
after I think James's great grandfather or something named Harry Potter. So there's another Harry Potter
Oh my goodness.
who could have maybe been in the Fantastic Beasts era, so there might be Harry Potter in that movie. That series, I
Wow.
mean.
Oh my God. I have to tell you something. You can cut this
What?
out. I saw a Reddit post where someone was going to name their kid Harry Potter because their husband's last name happened to be Potter, and I think their grandfather who passed away, his name was Harry. So it was very sentimental. She like doesn't like Harry Potter or anything. She just So, but her son's name was gonna happen to be Harry Potter, and people online, like her friends and family, bullied her about it so much that she didn't use the name of this person who meant so much to her, just because they were like, he's gonna get bullied so much in school, blah blah blah. What the fuck? Also, I'm sorry if I met someone named Harry Potter, best friend immediately.
I would be like, hey, want to be
Coolest name
friends?
ever. Like my sister's name, well, my sister's named after a not very popular fictional character, but my sister's named after a fictional character. No one bullies her for that.
And it's not even
Anyway,
a bad name anyway. It's Harry.
literally.
It's like a used name all the time.
Harry Potter's a
Anyway,
great name. Sorry, yeah, I just was reminded of that. Okay, so there's
okay.
another Harry Potter who could be just wandering around while
Yeah.
Newt's out there
Well,
collecting his little
yeah.
fantastic beasts.
I love Newt.
Amazing.
Oh my god. Yeah, we definitely need to do an episode on that
The fantastic beasts.
series, I guess.
I'm kind of sad we're not going to get the rest of the movies
Yeah,
because there was going
but
to be
I
five
get
of
it.
them.
They kind of like got
Even the second
worse.
one wasn't that good.
No.
The first one was
Anyway,
amazing. Anyway, James moment.
number 8 bullied Neville and called him stupid to the point that he became his actual worst fear. Number 9 made fun of Hermione in countless ways. In the book, I don't know if you've heard about this before, but she was hexed, I think, by Draco or something, and her teeth, which are canonically big,
Yeah,
the
she's
front
got like
teeth,
buck teeth, right? That's what it's called.
grew. They grew like much
Oh
larger.
no.
And so I don't know what exactly happened, but they were going to Snape's class, and he was like, I don't see any difference.
What an asshole.
At this point, she probably would have been like 14 or 15.
I'm gonna kill
And
him.
then she
All redemption
later,
just flew out the window.
yeah, she goes to Madame Pomfrey. We love her. And she's
Yes.
like, okay, tell me like when it goes back to normal. And then she let it go a little bit longer so that her teeth were smaller. And it makes me so sad. And I think that
Aww.
my Hermione heart is blossoming right now, but I think that Ron noticed and no one else really did, and she
Shut up. That's actually
sorry.
so cute. Shut up.
I'm,
That's so cute.
I'm so sad. She really like I think that it's because of the fact that Snape said that and it like made her insecure. I mean, I'm sure she
Yeah,
already was, but like that's so sad. That's not a
that
very
is so
good
sad.
teacher. That's not a very nice teacher.
No.
If you're working with children in any way,
I
you
had
do
a teach
not
I had a
do
gym
that.
teacher. One of my ex-friends, he called her a gimp because she's got asthma.
Girl,
So he
why
called her
are
a gimp.
why are teachers out here insulting their
Also,
students? I don't get
so
it.
I had a knee injury from the year before I started high school, and I couldn't do gym, and I had to go get ultrasounds and like doctor's appointments stuff so they could try and figure out what's wrong with my knee. They never did. It still hurts like a son of a, you know, sometimes. Um, but it the healthcare system, sometimes there's a long wait here because, we have free healthcare. Um, so the wait to get my knee ultrasound because I had to go to a specialist was like 3 months, I think. And the teacher was like telling everybody this in class one day, just like
You're
spreading my private information about like, oh, it takes forever to get appointments, blah blah. So some of us can't participate, and like looked right at me as he's saying this, and I was like mortified because like I'm plus size, so I'm of course people have already talking because I'm sitting out of gym, not doing anything, and people are like, oh, blah blah, it's just because she doesn't want to do gym. It's like, no, I literally like cried the first day of gym class because my knee hurt so bad from running. Um, and yeah, so he's just like spreading my information. Like, oh, he's horrible.
I don't understand why people work with children if they don't know how to like treat them as
This
humans.
teacher also yelled at me for swearing at lunch.
I mean, that's a little more valid
Well,
because you're not supposed to swear at school.
I was being quiet though. Don't be eavesdropping on my conversation, maybe.
That's true.
I
Okay,
I
there's
don't
two
even think it
more.
Oh no, actually, because he did 2 days in a row. The first time was an F bomb. The second time I think was only I think I said crap. Yeah, first day was an F bomb. So that, you know what? He didn't have to yell at me though. He could have just said, "Hey, watch your language," like every other teacher does. Anyway, sorry, that's so off track.
Okay. Number 11. Told the entire school that Remus was a werewolf twice, rumors in his school years, then actually as an adult, literally ruining his life. Note. Oh, not to mention the essay.
I hate
Long
that.
story short, he never grew up. And then they have a slide that says things James did. Made fun of Snape one time. I don't know if it was one time, it's probably
It was
more.
a couple times. I know he, but the biggest time was the tipping him upside down with the underwear thing.
Yeah. In quotes, stole Lily. She chose him. Um, saved Snape's life despite his hate for him. Snape 100% wouldn't do the same, and I agree.
Oh, absolutely not.
And then apparently, I don't know if this is true, but apparently, James and Lily, if they were to have a second child, which there is a headcanon or a theory out there that she was pregnant when
Yeah.
she was killed, they were going to make Snape the godfather, and so James agreed to
No,
that.
they
But
what? They
that's
were not
just,
gonna do
I think that's just made up.
I feel like Sirius would be the Godfather again, or what?
The
Was
godfather.
he? Was he? He was Harry's Godfather, right? No. Yes. I
Yeah.
don't fucking remember.
Can you make someone the godfather twice for
I don't
two
know. I don't know how
children?
any.
I don't know.
I'm not in a
But I
religious
feel
family, so
like
I don't have godparents or anything.
wouldn't they do that with like Remus or Peter?
Oh yeah,
Cuz like
definitely Remus.
that would be kind of shitty if
That
your
would.
best friend made it their enemy.
Yeah,
And
that
it's not
I don't
even
think that would have happened, especially because
it's
Lily never forgave
yeah.
Snape.
God, no. That is not a valid thing. Okay, I'm trying to find that other TikTok where I said this is us.
Okay. I
Oh,
think it's. Did
I
you find
found it.
it?
Yeah. So, it's by Stars Macabre. Stars Macabre. I don't know how you're supposed to say that.
Hold on, I'm
Um,
gonna try and look for it and see if I can pronounce it.
it says POV McGonagall is asking Remus and Regulus who attacked Mulciber after his prank on Mary. And yeah, you can kind of assume what it was. They were the ones. And
Yep,
that's so real.
we would do the exact
Because
same thing.
yeah, I would do anything for Mary McDonald. I love her.
I would do
Same goes for
anything for
Lily.
like any of the girls.
Yeah, same thing for Lily
Oh,
and Marlene. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to
stars.
say it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I don't know how to say that. Never mind.
It stars Macabray, I believe.
Stars macabre.
Macabre. But yeah, I'm sure you
Also,
can find them.
talking about Snape, I just want to bring this up. Him and Pandora would not be friends. Stop thinking that. Please. He would
Yeah.
bully the shit out of her, and I know that for a fact. Anyway,
Yeah, it's kind
sorry.
of
I had to scroll past that one post where
like I
it
know
was
that
like,
it's Snape like Fanon Snape, but
yeah.
no, stop.
It's just, it
Stop it.
doesn't fit his character. And if you're going to make things that don't fit his character, like completely don't fit his character, just make a new character, please. Begging you. But
All right.
yes,
Is there anything else that we can say? There's
I hate
definitely
Snape.
so much.
I think we covered the
Let's
important stuff, though. Oh,
I
what?
feel like we can say like more about how obsessed he was with Lily to the point where it
Okay,
was
I want to
weird.
bring up, I think we've talked about this. I want to bring up the Patronus thing. Okay. So
Okay.
everybody's like, oh, Snape and Lily's Patronuses are both does, blah, blah. They belong together. They're perfect, blah, blah. No, they don't. That's just a copycat thing. Like, he
That's
wanted her so bad that he tried to be something that he wasn't and tried to be
yeah,
exactly what he thought she wanted. Whereas James is a stag. A stag and a doe fit perfectly together. They are meant to be together. They are made for each other. It's not
soulmates.
Yes, where James and Lily are like meant to be, whereas Snape is so obsessed with Lily that they have the same because they have the same Patronus and stuff. It's
Yeah.
creepy and weird.
And a good example is Snape like learning so much about potions just because Lily was good at potions and he wanted to like
That's
impress
why
her and
he did
stuff.
that? Ew.
Yeah. We talked
What
about
a
it before, I
creep.
think.
We might have. I
But
don't remember. I don't like remembering things about Snape. He's gross.
valid. But yeah, he very much just like became who she was in certain
Yeah,
ways, and I think that it's kind of like ugh,
because he wanted her
no.
so bad, he was willing to change like all these parts of himself.
Yeah.
Which that's not how relationships should be. You
Yeah,
should
no.
not have to change yourself to be, and if you do, please get out of that relationship. That's not healthy.
Yeah. Don't change your interests. Don't change who you are just to have someone like
When
you.
you find the right person, they will love every single bit of you unconditionally.
Like James did with Lily, whereas
Yeah.
Snape didn't because she was a muggle born and he
Yeah.
hated muggles and called her
Yeah.
mudblood.
Yeah. He's horrible. So yeah, if you have
And
to change
also,
yourself to be with someone, it's not meant to be.
he really like claimed that he loved Lily so much, but as soon as he like has the ability or like the oh my god, I can't think of the fucking word,
If
but
he
like
really loved Lily, he would know how much she loved Harry and he wouldn't have treated him like
that's
shit.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he would have actually treated Harry like a proper person, not like a, oh, you look like James. And I have seen people make the argument of like, well, if your bully had a kid and you had to deal with the kid, wouldn't you treat them the same way? No, I would not.
No, because that kid is not my bully. That kid
Yeah,
didn't bully me.
that kid
That's
is a
just a kid.
child,
Yeah.
and I'm
Like,
not a
what the
shitty
heck?
person. That's the
Exactly.
difference. But yeah,
Exactly.
my God, there is. He is very giving me mixed signals all the time, but mostly bad signals.
I really hate the Snape fans, like fandom, because they just romanticize him so much. And like even when people do point out these canon red flags, they're like, "Oh, I don't care." Like he did horrible things. He was mean to children. And
Yeah,
yeah, oh, I don't care if you don't like children. That does not give you an excuse to be mean to them. They are
yeah.
children.
Like what? That contradicts you saying Snape has childhood trauma because like
Yeah, someone
he
was
was
mean to
treated the
him.
same way as a kid. So I don't know,
Yeah, I don't know.
but oh my god.
If anybody's a Snape
Also,
fan and has like, I don't know, obviously you're going to contradict what we're saying. Um, please let us know in the comments. I'd like to hear your opinions and stuff. And
I don't really care if someone likes Snape. If they want to like Snape, I'm not gonna judge them or be like, wow,
just
why do you like
don't
Snape?
ignore his faults. You have to acknowledge them.
Yeah, and also don't trash on me for liking James, for instance, because it's like they both have their
Literally.
faults. Just let me like
It's like when the
character.
Evan and Barty stands get mad at you for not liking them. For not liking their pookie wookie bears.
Like,
Disgusting.
yeah. And with that, like, I've started getting comments of people, and I told you before we started recording that they're saying, like, oh, well, you don't like the people don't like the canon suddenly, or the fanon, not the canon. And it's like, well, it's not that. It's the fact that you completely change the character and it's no longer the
Yeah.
character.
Like if you want characters to be your Pookie Wookie bears who you think are like these perfect little angels and they're Death Eaters or whatever, then make a different character. Make a new character. You can't just this is not Zapotha. This is a fandom that's based on actual canon and actual content. Like I know it's fun to make our little head canons and all these things, but you can't just completely ignore the actual like written lore and stuff.
Yeah. And I've seen people do this in the Golden Trio era fandom with the Slytherins. Like they made I
With
don't know what their
Draco.
name is. They
Theodore
made a new
Not, I
one.
know is
I
he an
don't
actual
know.
character? Oh no, that's Marauders fandom though. Never mind. That's Marauders era.
I don't know, but I know there's a made up one that everyone loves, and it's like,
In Golden
well,
Trio era?
I feel like
Oh, I'm
there
trying
is,
to
but
think. I
I
feel
have
like I know who
never,
you're talking about. I can't remember who it is though.
I have never been into the
Like,
Slytherin
it's like
boys.
we have Grant.
Yes, people love Grant because we
I have
can't
no idea who he is still.
yeah, he's written into a story and he has certain things that he's done. He hasn't even done anything bad. He's
He's an
literally
original character.
such
And
a
like,
good
yeah.
character. And I don't know, there's just so much that you can do with characters that you create. And it's just like, I don't know. We started ranting about Barty and Evan again, but like it goes along with Snape as well.
It does, because they do the same thing with Snape.
Because, okay, here's what I'll say. You can't say that it's fanon and get mad at me when I do not like the character because I'm thinking of the canon version, not the fanon version that you
Yeah.
have in your head.
Because also, everybody's fanon is going to be different then. So you can't base it
Exactly.
off of that, because your fanon of a character is going to be different than my fanon of a character. You know?
Even like James or Remus or Lily or whoever, it's always going to be different because it's
Oh,
all creative outlet.
sorry, this has nothing to do with it, like Snape or anything, but I just want to comment um on the talk, because I know we're talking about a little bit about the toxicity of the fandom now. Can we
Yeah.
stop calling people racist for having fan casts who aren't, like, for having like Aaron Taylor Johnson as their fan cast for James? That does not make
Yeah.
someone racist automatically. Like,
Because,
yes, if they've made racist comments and are like blatantly being racist,
yeah.
yes, call them out. But like someone like me, Aaron Taylor Johnson has always been one of my favorite actors, so he's my James.
And
Like, that doesn't make me racist.
he's been the original James fan cast for years.
Yeah.
So a lot of people can't unsee it. It's like me with
And
Regulus.
also, he looks a lot like Daniel Radcliffe. Like, Daniel Radcliffe is my
Hmm.
Harry because, like, he's in the movies and everything. So I'm not just, and I love the other James fan cast too. They're amazing. But James is my, like, sorry, James. Aaron Taylor Johnson is my favorite.
Yeah. I think we're doing a fan cast episode at some point. So we'll get
Yes.
into that there.
I just
But
quickly
yeah.
wanted to mention that because I'm so sick of
Yeah.
hearing about people getting called racist or like getting death threats for like their fan
Yeah.
casts being different.
Those people are chronically online.
I think the only thing I really do agree with is like if a character is canonly black, maybe don't make them
Yeah.
white. And like
Like
if a character,
Dorcas.
yeah, if a character is plus size, maybe don't make them skinny. Like Peter.
Yeah. Because, like you said in the Peter episode, it's not your place
Yeah.
to like
Let's
change that.
let's not erase the minorities.
Even if they're a villain,
Oh
don't,
yeah, that's
that's
it's
not your
not
place to change it.
exactly.
Especially
Like,
if for Peter, like if you're skinny or not a plus size
mhm,
person, it's not your place to change it.
exactly. Exactly.
We're very short on time here. Do you want
Yes.
to close us
I
off?
think, yeah, so I think we hit everything on Snape.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you disagree with us or just have anything to say, please comment down below. You can email us. We have an Instagram. You can leave comments or you can DM us. I'm sure one of us will see it. We also have a TikTok now.
Yes.
Yes, we have a TikTok now. So yeah, you can contact us those ways.
Yeah.
But
If you're
yeah,
coming from Spotify there and you don't know like how to find us anywhere else, there's a link in the show page on Spotify. If you click on it on Marauders at Midnight, there's a link that has like the Instagram and the YouTube and literally anywhere that we are has all that.
everything that you need, everything, everywhere you can find us.
Same thing
Yes,
with YouTube.
so
It's in the
yeah.
description. There you go.
Well, thank you for tuning in with us. This has been Marauders at Midnight.
Yeah. Fun.
Why are you laughing?
I think I'm delusional because it's so hot in my room.
Oh my God. Let me fan you. Here, let me fan you.
Thanks. Thanks. I can feel it. My
Perfect.
hair's blowing through the wind.
I'll
Okay.
make you a slushie and I'll send it through the screen.
Okay. And tune in next week for our Black Sisters episode because
Oh
they are
my
the
god!
best
I'm so
siblings.
excited! Sorry,
Me
I
too.
cannot wait to talk about Narcissa. She's my favorite
Me
right
too.
now. So yeah, tune
Okay.
in.
And goodbye.